We suddenly have an X trilogy on the way. Well, Pearl is out now, and guys, I've never watched X, it just went right on past me. Thankfully, there was a double feature of X and Pearl playing by me. I will be honest, I was intrigued during the trailer, but then I saw a certain name attached to the project, Ty West. I watched The House of the Devil the day before the double feature, and man, that film is perfect to me about 95% of the way. A slightly baffling ending to the film, but the way that this movie was plucked right out of the 70s, paying proper homage while keeping a Ty West unique touch to the project.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm very particular about movies that pay homage. I need a unique touch, or it's just going to be too derivative from its predecessors. I actually really enjoyed The Sacrament, but that was a long time ago, and I was a huge found footage fanboy back in the day, so take it with a grain of salt. He has made some of the worst short segments on VHS and ABC's of Death. All of these were so horrid and boring. I know y'all have seen X, but I'll give you a quick little review. I enjoyed X about the same as House of the Devil. House of the Devil was more of a Ty West film, if that makes sense. X wears its influences on its sleeve, but it doesn't feel like a cheap derivative of the originals it's paying homage to. Most notably Texas Chainsaw Massacre with that classic low shot. One problem I've noticed with all of Ty West films is they aren't the tightest 100 minutes. About all of the movies range from 100 to 110 minutes, yet they all suffer the same problem. Most movies with a similar duration do not feel as long as these films. I am all for slow burns, but at some point Ty West has got to cut some things from his movie or just pace it better. X felt like a 2-hour movie, and that's saying a lot for a horror movie that isn't too ambitious and has a segment where they all sing Landslide. Other than that, your standard campy horror film, but you know, I like standard campy horror films. It felt like it was enough of his style incorporated here. I love the editing and the score. The theater was laughing so much, and it's a pretty hilarious and tonally consistent film. The deaths are goofy and the characters are caricatures of the tropes they're portraying. It's a solid 6 out of 10 for me.
I want to do a scene in the movie.
What?
Pearl, on the other hand, was a very different movie, a very refreshing movie with a refreshing tone. Pearl is about the old lady killer in X as a youngin', set on a farm during the Spanish flu. The main conflict of the film is Pearl fighting with her protective mother that won't let her live her dreams and doesn't want her to try out for a church dancing group. Mia Goth is an actress. My god, was she amazing in this film. She has way more to do in this film compared to X, and even got a writing credit on this film. Mia Goth has some truly unhinged moments in this film, and she can hold an emotion for way longer than she should be able to reasonably. The range from this performance is off the charts, and she easily carries the entire film. There is no film without Mia Goth here. I've been a fan of her for such a long time now, if it's from Nymphomaniac or Suspiria, or even some crappy girl boss movie from Sundance a few years ago. The film also embodies wartime late 1910s well, and it's clearly an homage to the golden age of cinema. The one thing I do love about Ty West is it feels like there's a lot of time dedicated to the shot selection and the editing process. This results in him creating an authentic touch to the setting he's trying to embody.
The power of independent cinema.
The last few weeks I've gained a lot of appreciation for him. Let me get to the flaws of this movie, and I think the flaw of this film to me is the structure. The climax of the film is a little early. It feels like they have to supplement it by giving her this scene where she has a big monologue explaining all the events of the film. Don't get me wrong, Mia Goth's performance here is perfect. Her delivery, perfect. It's just a little too long for my taste. A long monologue with no cuts is not inherently good to the story, but it does showcase her acting chops. I wanted a bit more of a clean third act, because when the family is dead, the third act needs to happen quickly. Chop chop. That's a pretty big inciting incident. We need escalation. The killing of the stepsis takes just a little too long, and I know Mia Goth's performance here is perfect.
It was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
But it could have been cut in half, had the same effect, and when the axe goes through the stepsis, roll credits. I dislike the following scenes, but I do have to admit, I love those end credits. Our theater had a great ass time with both movies, and my rating should not make you hesitate. They're both fun times, both about 6 out of 10s for me, but they're both closer to a 7. I'm glad Ty West is getting the distribution that he deserves. Watch House of the Devil, and honestly, watch The Sacrament too. I still think it was a pretty good film.